and Mike Rowe. And what was interesting about it was Mike Rowe like tells his whole story.
We are live.
And it's really interesting. Something you might want to check out.
I will definitely check that out. Well, thank you. It's always nice to hear recommendations on other things happening. And so speaking of recommendations, hello, welcome to Lunch on Tuesdays. I am Kayleen McCabe, contractor and host, joined always by my friend and founder and CEO of SEPCA, Scott Sheelar. Scott, how are you doing this week?
I am doing great, Kayleen. It is cold over here in Atlanta, Georgia, but I had a nice hot bowl of soup today, so I'm ready to go.
Most excellent. That sounds like a delicious thing for lunch. Well, before we get started, I normally geek out about a tool or something that is around. And I was talking this morning with a bunch of second graders, and I have something out that I usually show off to kids, but I thought it would be fun showing off today. I love to bake. I love to be in the kitchen and create things. And a while ago, I was actually creating stuff with nutmeg, which on its whole, nutmeg, once you start to grate a whole nut, is beautiful. It has some really strong ribboning in it and patterns. And so, and so I built a table out of nutmeg. And so I actually took a bunch of actual nutmegs, cut them in half, and then I set them in some resin, and I added some walnut legs, and the walnut legs are attached with bolts. And I jokingly call this my nuts and bolts table. But it's scratch and sniff furniture. You can, I wish there was smell-o-vision, but this is an up close piece of nutmeg, my nutmeg table. And so the reason I wanted to share it is because I geek out with students about this all the time. You know, I love construction, but I also love culinary. And it turns out I'm doing math the whole time. And I love being able to blend that together. And so I wanted to share with you my scratch and sniff furniture table line, Scott.
I love that, Kayleen. And I'm embarrassed to say that I just thought nutmeg was like a spice that you get in a jar. I didn't. So it's a real nut, I guess, is what you're saying. And each one of those is a nut.
Correct. And that's, so grated nutmeg is what you'll traditionally find in the stores. But this is the raw version of it. And so, yeah.
Very cool.
Right? All the things we blend together and kind of put these passions that we have. And, Scott, you're also a great example on taking passions and blending things and creating SEPCA, which is, it's such a broad and terrific organization. And today I'm really excited that we're talking about the Construction Ready program. So can you start us off and tell me a little bit about your input with that?
Yeah, well, Kayleen, to me, it's a power. It speaks to the power of a vision. So the whole reason Construction Ready came about was because of an entrepreneur or a philanthropist here in Atlanta named Arthur Blank. You may recognize that name. He is the co-founder of the Home Depot. He also owns the Atlanta Falcons and the Atlanta United. But about 6 years ago, when he was building a new stadium here in Atlanta called Mercedes-Benz Stadium, he had a vision to put local residents to work on that project and help local residents, be able to build that new stadium. But as you know, you can't just walk onto a commercial job site and be productive. You have to have some training and some credentials. And so he partnered with our foundation, with SEPCA, to create a program that today we call Construction Ready. And it's basically a short-term program. It's a 20-day program that takes people who have zero construction experience and teaches them the very basics. We're not turning out journeyman carpenters or Kayleen McCabes or anything like that, but we're giving them the basic, skills and knowledge and credentials that they need to be safe on a construction site. So we put a lot of emphasis, and I won't get too much into details because I know we're talking with Veda later on this morning, but we focus on things like OSHA 10 hour and CPR first aid and different, safety training that is so important to our industry. We help people get that basic training. We help them get up to 8 industry recognized credentials that are recognized by our employers, all within the span of 20 days. And so, we created the program in partnership with Arthur Blank. We ended up putting 170 local residents to work on Mercedes-Benz Stadium, through this program. And so, but the coolest thing, Kaylee, and this is what Veda is going to talk more about today, we started in Atlanta, right in downtown with Arthur Blank. Today, we're expanding this program all over the state of Georgia. We're going to Columbus and Savannah and Macon. And one day we're going to be expanding it all over the country. That's our ultimate vision, is we want to take this program to other places because it is so successful at helping people go from basically no skills, no knowledge, and being, working in the industry within 20 days. It's really pretty remarkable. And we've seen tremendous success.
That's a wonderful gift, and I'm so excited to get to talk to Veda more about it. But, just thinking more as the contractor gets the opportunity to go through this, the potential future contractor, thinking back on what an opportunity it is to demystify some of these magic tricks, make it a little less scary to go on the job site or pursue work, because now you understand what it means to be safe with OSHA. So Scott, this is great. I'm excited that we're finally taking this time to really do a deep dive and talk about this and geek out. And, speaking about geeking out, I think the coolest things that I also saw come out of that Mercedes-Benz Stadium was this beautiful book with the workers and the testimonials, and then also showing off what they had done. And that stadium is off the charts. Talk about a piece of pride project to get to, hang your hat on.
Absolutely. And that's what we hear from most of our graduates is just, they love the money that they're making. They're making great money in our industry. They appreciate all the training and the credentials. But what they talk about the most is just how proud they were to be a part of that project. They're watching, the Falcons play on TV, or they're watching the Super Bowl. The Super Bowl was actually in Mercedes-Benz Stadium. And they sit there and say, I helped to build that project. I helped build that stadium. In fact, you see that concrete column there? I helped form that up, or I helped place the concrete on that. And so that's the feedback that we get the most from our graduates. So it is really cool. And the neatest thing about Veda, I'll just share with you, Kayleen, because I know she probably won't tell you. She actually worked on Mercedes-Benz Stadium. She was there for Veda. It looks like you're just joining us. So good to see you. Veda was on that project for Veda. I believe it was 4 years. Is that right? 4 or 5 years?
Yes.
And she was our point of contact on that project. So every student that we placed came through Veda. She helped make it happen. And she did such a great job for us. When that project was over, we had no doubt in our mind that we were going to hire her on the SEFCA team. And she's been with us now ever since that project completed. Which Veda was that? That was 2017. So been with us for 4 years now. But I'm going to shut up and let Kayleen and Veda talk this thing out. Good to see you guys.
Yeah, thanks for kicking it off, Scott. We'll see you at the end of the conversation.
Sounds good. Thank you. Bye, Veda.
Veda, what? You got to hi. Oh my gosh. What was it like working on the stadium? I'm sorry to geek off and side tangent, but what?
It was a great experience to be able to work on such a huge project such as the Mercedes-Benz Stadium project here in Atlanta. I mean, how many people get to work on a project like that? Not many, right?
No, such a tiny handful.
3,000 of us who helped build that stadium.
I am so impressed and excited. And really what I find so valuable is that you've seen this huge project. I mean, they were cutting edge on a lot of different things. That roof is off the charts. And now you're able to help people get into the industry and actually continue it outside of the stadium with other projects. So, Scott kind of touched on it, but can you talk to me about what is Construction Ready?
Construction Ready is a life-changing program for so many people in the metropolitan Atlanta area. We have placed over 1,100 people. We have trained over 1,100 people and placed close to that number. So we have a 97% placement rate since 2014. So the number speaks a lot about what we do and who we are, right? But here's the really cool thing, Kayleen. For 2019 and 2020, 100% placement, even during COVID-19. We had 4 classes, we graduated, everybody got jobs. So would you say construction was essential? I would,
Oh, yeah. Big time. Yeah. And the fact that you're starting off with the basics. Walking onto a job site isn't just like picking up the biggest saw and cutting something. It starts off with something a bit smaller. So those numbers are very impressive. And hooray to those students being employed, especially last year in finding employment.
Yes, it was kind of hard in the beginning.
Sure.
But we figured it out. And we were able to get the classes going and get folks graduated and into the industry. So not just construction, but the skilled trades as well. You
It's
know?
all of it. Well,
Mhm.
and it's great that SEPCA, with an established program like Construction Ready, was able to pivot and then keep the ball rolling, because we cannot stop encouraging and getting people employed in this industry. We just can't.
You're right. Yep. So
Well, so then talk to me about who are the students that participate in this program?
it's anybody who wants construction. It can be high school students who are graduating and just really want to get into the workforce and love construction. So one of the questions that we like to ask our young people is, why construction? What is it about construction that interests you? And they tell us most of the time, I like working with my hands. I like art, because construction is art. And when we hear
Yeah.
those type of response, it's like, yes, this is the right program for you. And for career changers, you could be, we had a person who was a school teacher for so many years, and he decided, I want to get into construction. I want to build. And so it's for career changers. And it's also for our folks that's re-entering into the workforce, our returning citizens from the prison system. And they are our best students too. So all the
Yeah.
way around, it's basically for those who want to build, want to learn how to build, and want to learn the sophistication of how we build with technology. And that's how we present it to people, is we're sophisticated in how we build. We have
Yes.
technology to help us out. So um, it's just great. It's rewarding to all of us here on the Construction Ready staff to be able to see people when they come in. Some folks are coming in, they don't really know what to expect. They're in the classrooms and they're learning. So somewhere around the third week is when they really get excited and start to really think about, hey, I am getting ready for a career
Yeah.
in this wonderful industry of construction and the skilled trades. So yes, it's so rewarding. The graduations are more exciting for us, because that's when our students become more transparent and they tell us more of why they're there.
Yeah.
20 days is a short time. And what we train in 20 days, it normally takes a person at least 2 months to get the training and earn those industry credentials.
Well, it's a nice relationship that's happening, because you're getting respect and openness from the students, because you're not wasting their time in a classroom. It's 20 days of focused learning for things that they can see that this is tangible. Like,
Right.
you're just not taking an OSHA 10, for fun. There's a reason why, and you're learning. So how brilliant that it's a two-way street.
Yeah.
And SEPTA's really, oh my God, I'm jealous. So let's pretend I moved to Georgia because I suddenly like the humidity. I want to be a student. How do I get involved?
So the first step is to sign up to attend one of our information sessions. And our website is constructionready.org. That website again is constructionready.org. Go there, click on Career Seeker, complete the form, submit the form. Then the person will receive an invitation to attend our virtual information session. And from there, we talk about the entire process from beginning to end. And from there, we walk each applicant through the process of getting approved. Oh, and it's free. Did I say that before? The
No,
training is
you
free.
didn't. What?
It
That's
is
amazing.
free, Kayleen. The program is absolutely free. Pay for everything: the uniform, equipment, and lunch every day. 7:30 to 5 for 4 weeks, Monday through Friday. Yes.
Okay. So I mean, I've been such a huge fan of SEPCA. I know. I guess maybe I haven't put it together, but that's absolutely incredible. So it's free, and I appreciate right now we're seeing on the screen like what it looks like in the classroom, because
Yeah.
I really think the hardest part is just demystifying the magic trick and having people know what it looks like. People are nervous on what it looks like on a job site. People are nervous and what it looks like in the classroom. So actually seeing this is amazing, but it's free with lunch, and you're providing a skill that will provide for them for the rest of their lives. I'm a little jealous.
And our whole approach is a holistic approach, because we have partners that help us out with wraparound services, and wraparound services is available for those who need food, clothing, shelter, childcare, things of that nature, to help them be successful in the classroom. So we don't leave them alone. We walk them through the entire process until they get a job. And then even after that, we track them 15, 60, 15, 30, 60, 6 months, and then a year. We track them through their whole process while they're working. So we don't
What?
leave them alone. Yes.
What community and what support too, and to have that sort of opportunity for education. And then, I mean, with a high 90s, 100% placement rate, you're pretty much guaranteed employment for free. So you're earning, or you're not going into debt while you're learning. I'm just, okay. So let's pretend now, you know, you're a new student. Are you learning like overall construction stuff, or is this like very specific to a particular trade?
So it's really entry level training that we provide. But here's the thing though, Kayleen, we've had so many people to come through our program with years of experience in construction. And for them to earn their credentials through our program, they're able to get out there and get connected to jobs and make really good money. Really good money. Yes.
Yeah, because you'd be surprised how many people have learned construction through the School of Hard Knocks and wasn't really in a focused environment to learn stuff.
Right.
And, you know, being able to get those credentialing, it makes everything safer and better. Like, Veda, this is so good. I know we're gonna go over the half an hour right now. So our fans, just by the way, like, because it's whatever, this is awesome. So we're talking about a 99, 100% placement rate. What kind of jobs are students getting? Like what positions are they receiving after this program?
So it really depends on the need of the contractor. So, okay, so let me just give you a quick visual. 20 days in the training program. The first 18 days, you're doing classroom work, hands-on experience, earning your credentials, and getting ready for day 19. Day 19 is our hiring fair. And that's where we invite all of our employers who are members of our organizations. And they're all construction employers in the commercial setting. They'll come into our hiring fair and they hire from our program. So the students don't know on the 19th day if they're placed or not, because we do not guarantee jobs, right?
Sure.
So what we've been told over the years from students is day 19 is like Christmas Eve, because they don't know if they're getting a job or anything. They're going home nervous. They know they had all these interviews and they just don't know. So day 20 is graduation. So we have graduation. It's just like any other graduations. You get to invite your family and friends. Right now, we're doing everything virtual because of COVID. Um, we have the graduation and we get them set up and talk about the program. And that's when Scott said, today, this class, 100% placement. And the room just go nuts, go crazy, because we're excited, right?
Yeah.
And that's when each student get to go to the podium and they receive their credentials and they have a match envelope. And in the envelope tells them where they're going to work that following week. And they share that with everybody. Like the NFL, in the NBA draft, they open, this is where I want to go. I want to go to, ABC company. I'm going to work there next week. I'm so excited. So, yes.
Oh my word. What a huge, excitement and momentum behind that graduation process, which we don't celebrate enough on this side. And so getting to share that, hey, in the future, I'd love to have some of your graduates on for lunch, by the way. I think it'd be cool to see how they're doing with that. That's what a brilliant way to celebrate.
So I have another piece to share with you.
Yeah.
I don't know if you're ready for this, Kayleen. Okay. So then once they graduate from Construction Ready and they go work for 90 days, and we have our associate director, Miss Alexis Mura, she's over placement. She called them and said, hey, you're doing great on your job. It's been 90 days. I want to offer you an opportunity to come back for 16 Saturdays to earn 7 advanced credentials in the construction industry that's paid for by the Bernie Marcus Foundation. So that's offered to all of our graduates. It's like a continuing education class. So all of our graduates have the opportunity to come back and earn 7 additional credentials, advanced credentials for our industry.
Holy cow. I love the support that's happening right now. I want to fall off camera, but I'm kind of tucked into my seat right now. But if
Yeah.
I could, I would right here. Oh, put my job. I love the support because, you do start off normally in a laborer position. That's where I've started off every time on a job site, especially in a new trade, because there's so much to learn. Outside of just the credentialing, there's just a very dynamic arena to be in. And so
Right.
to kick back and then offer more continued education. And you folks, I mean, these are industry recognized, most of the time nationally recognized certification and credentialing they're getting, correct?
Yes. So we've had some students to graduate from our program and say, I'm going back home. I'm going back to North Carolina or wherever they're from. And they can use their credentials there. I've had students to call and say, guess what, Ms. Veda, I got a job promotion. I'm talking about, we've only been doing this since 2014. We have students who have their own business and they come and hire from the program. We have students who are now in leadership positions for their company, and their company allowed them to come back and hire from the program. So it's pretty cool. Yes.
It's not only pretty cool, it's just astounding. It's just like, it gives me goosebumps. Like, oh my gosh. Because we're providing, or STEPCO is providing an education that's so valid and relevant that you will have employment and career opportunities and doors open all over the place.
Yes.
It's not, okay, maybe I'm gonna have to suck it up and get over the humidity one of these days. I'll tell you what.
Yes. And I think I speak for our whole staff. This program is so rewarding for us because we all have the passion to help folks. It can be at the graduations, it's very emotional because we're all sitting there crying. Like I said, the students become more transparent. They talk about how they got there and some things that we had no idea that the students, deal with going through our training program. It's just, they push through it. They push through it.
Well, artists are pretty strong people, and now they get to translate it through 2x4s and concrete. And so I don't know, it makes me so insanely happy for these graduates because the potential is off the charts. Before we go on with any more questions, would you mind saying again the website where people can check out more information?
Constructionready.org.
Thank you very much.
No spaces.org.
Excellent. And that's, everybody needs to go there and check it out because it sounds almost too good to be true, but by no means is it at all, because
it's real.
You're partnered also with some really great companies who are hiring. Can you, do these companies ever come in as instructors to the classroom, or are they just kind of there as potential employers?
So our training arm of our program is HB Nix. They're our training arm with Mark Hornbuckle. So they provide the trainers for our class. We started out back in 2014 on the west side of town in Atlanta, and now we have expanded throughout the metropolitan Atlanta. And Scott mentioned earlier that we're expanding throughout Georgia now. So we're really excited about taking what we have here in the metropolitan area on the road to give other people an opportunity that they can talk about for years to come. It's awesome.
I mean, really 20 days to change your life, and without spending money. That's where, there might be some other opportunities online where they want you to pull out a loan or, sign something. This is completely debt free. Your time is valuable, but to invest no financial costs into this,
Yes.
Let's crash the internet today with people signing up.
Yes, constructionready.org. And even after a year, we have our retention rate is around 70%, which is still unheard of after a year,
Yes. It is a very, it can be a kind of a fluid industry. So that's a really, really high retention rate and very impressive. If a graduate goes through the 20 days and they get hired, do they have the opportunity for apprentice programs in the trades after they graduate?
Yes, it's all up to the students. So if they want to go to work, we have that option for them as well. And for those who want to go through the trades, we have apprenticeship programs for them as well too. So we have partners with apprenticeship programs with everybody in the metropolitan area. I feel like now know about SEFCA and or Construction Ready.
That's amazing because, just to remind people again, this 20-day program is going to give you the basic set of skills and really kind of set you up for being the best employee to learn. And then an apprenticeship can be, 4 to 5 years, and then goes into a journeyman and then a foreman, or however far you want to take it. So to provide that doorway too for students is amazing.
Yes.
Okay, so I hope really that your internet or your website crashes with so many people signing up and checking it out today. So what kind of qualities do your best candidates have?
We need smart people. I mean, and I know you can agree with this, Kayleen. Construction is math,
Yeah.
right? Before anybody gets into our program, they have to take what we call a TABE assessment. And that's a test of adult basic education. And we just want to make sure they can do math and read at the 6th grade level.
Okay.
To be able to get through the program and
Yes.
and through the lectures and the classroom part, because it's a short-term program. So we don't have a whole lot of time, to do a whole bunch of retraining, so to speak, because we try to, the class learn together. They come in together, they learn together each day, and they graduate together. Yes. So
That's really good to know and say. And 6th grade level is important because on a job site there are directions. Sometimes you're looking at blueprints, and so it's a valuable asset to have. But yeah, smart can definitely be a kind of a wide thing. And I'm not sure if I'm just talking to myself right now. It looks like I might have lost Veda.
here.
Oh, you are? All right. Sorry. Something's weird with my camera.
Okay.
My apologies. So what would you tell people who are considering the Construction Ready program?
Go ahead and sign up on our website at constructionready.org. You would not regret it. We will walk you through the entire process. We would not leave you alone from the beginning to the end. Our staff will stick with you as long as you stick with us. We have another training location in Cobb County that's for Cobb residents, but we mainly right now provide training for the metropolitan Atlanta area, and those counties are Cherokee, Clayton, Cobb, DeKalb, Douglas, Fayette, Fulton, Henry, Gwinnett, and Rockdale counties. Those are the metropolitan counties. And then, of course, with our expansion to Macon, Augusta, Columbus, and Savannah, we're expanding there within the next 3 years. So that over 3 years, we will hit all those places, and hopefully some other areas in Georgia.
That is incredibly impressive, and definitely all in places where construction is booming. I don't think that, if you're educated in this industry, the consistency with employment is pretty good for the long foreseeable future. What? Oh my gosh. Veda, this has been absolutely, I learned a lot about Construction Ready, and I'm just blown away. The fact that this is such a rewarding and successful program with outrageous opportunities. It's free to students.
It's free, absolutely free. Constructionready.org. Sign up right now today where you can attend our virtual information session, learn about the program. We'll bring you in, train you up. You get to earn your credentials and get your job and have a great life and just be great. And that's what we tell our students: just go and be great, because we give everything through this program, everything that they need.
It is absolutely incredible, and it's really cool to see what Scott has done with SEPCA, and now sort of, branching out. There's the K-12, there's Construction Ready. It's really this wholesome, the fact that you're getting people employed and then seeing them through to the next step is beyond amazing. Like, Veda, so thank you again for joining us. I think Scott is going to join us back on, but again, my camera. Scott, are you with us?
I am here, Kayleen. Can you hear me?
I can, yes.
Good.
Thanks for hanging out a bit longer. I was having so much fun hanging out with Veda. I didn't want to let her go, so Veda, thanks too. But so Scott, any other thoughts you'd like to add with this?
Well, Vita's a tough act to follow. I'll tell you that. She's so passionate. We call her the heart and soul of our Construction Ready program here. So I just wanted to reinforce a few things she said and that you said, Kayleen. I love the idea of having graduates join future broadcasts of Facebook Live. I think that would be awesome. I can think of several who would be happy to do it, and you could just feel their energy. The other thing I wanted to point out, when people think of construction, they don't realize all the vast opportunities that are out there with electrical and mechanical. And, even we see a lot of our students going to work with geotechnical engineering firms, which is something that you might not even think about with construction. But before, as you know, Kayleen, before you build a building, you have to check the soil and make sure that the soil is going to hold whatever building is that you want to build. And so that's big business in our industry. And a lot of geotech firms are coming in and hiring our graduates as well. So that's been a really fun thing to see. I'm so thankful that Veda lifted up our Construction Ready Plus program. That is funded by the Home Depot Foundation. And they've been supporting that program for about 3 years now, and it is awesome. The Home Depot Foundation came in and said, we want to build on Arthur's legacy. We want to build on what he's helped to create. What can we do? And we brainstormed and we came up with this idea of advanced credentials and training for our graduates. So that's a really cool thing as well. And I could talk about Construction Ready for hours. It's such a fascinating program, and we really are, having a huge impact in people's lives. So I think we have a lot more content out of this first discussion that we can tackle on future episodes, and just looking forward to that.
Yeah. It really was, even thinking about some of the statistics on the retention rate years later, you think of with this 20-day program, you're now providing consistent employment years after for the majority of the graduates. 70% is such a strong number. It just is a testament that this foundation that they're building off of is very solid. And I'm thrilled that the Plus program is out there. Like, again, if I could rewind time and, go back and like, I'm in 7th grade. It's such a brilliant program. So Veda, thank you again so much for taking the time to join us for lunch today and sharing all this information. And Scott too.
I enjoyed it. Yes.
Yeah, right. I can't wait till we can all hang out in person again and then geek out some more. So thank you both for sharing the information today. And Veda, just one more time, because there's nothing better than saying it a bunch. Can you please repeat that website for free education, 20 days?
It is constructionready.org. On our website, you can see our class schedule. Anything you want to learn about Construction Ready is on that website. But the most important thing right now is to click on the Career Seeker tab, complete the form, submit the form, and we will invite you to a virtual information session to talk about the entire process.
I love it. I absolutely love it. That is the best thing ever. What an amazing lunch. Thank you both. And for all of our fans, I appreciate you hanging out a little bit longer today, but I think the information was beyond valuable. So next week, please join us where we will be talking with Brad Bryant about the many opportunities that Georgia provides for students to pay for their education and training. So if you have any other questions, always feel free to text Career Path to 31996. And again, Veda and Scott, thank you so much for joining me for lunch today. This was really fun.
Yes.
Thank you, Kayleen. Have a great day. Thank you, Veda. Good to see you.
Thanks you too. Bye, friends.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye.